Am I the asshole for yelling at my parents that their polyamory fucked up my childhood? I believe it started when I was around 6 years old. My parents often had friends over in the house. I didn't know they were polyamorous, of course. One day I was outside playing, got hurt, and when I ran inside, caught my parents making out with some random guy. They told me they have other adults that they love, and it's a completely normal thing. Me being a child just accepted that. They gave up being secretive, and their partners would constantly be around, even joining on outings. I remember that on my 10th birthday, they invited 3 of their partners, one of who I'd never seen before, and for the rest of the day, my parents just withdrew from my party and hung out with them. I never saw them doing anything explicit again, but they would kiss their partners, hug them, make flirty comments, something that would be normal between parents, but with many more people. Sometimes I came home from school and my parents were gone, and there was some random adult in our house. Some of them seemed surprised that my parents even had a child. I always hated it, but since my parents had told me this was normal, I assumed many adults probably did similar things, and that it's just an adult thing all kids hate. Later, they had less partners and eventually seemed to stop. Not that I'd know for sure, because I moved out with 17, I didn't think about it anymore. A year ago, I started therapy, other reasons. As usual, the topic of my upbringing came up and it brought back many feelings I wasn't aware of. I realized that although my parents were always good to me, I had never really felt close to any of them, and still have a lot of resentment that they made me feel like I had to compete for my parents' attention with random strangers. A while ago, I visited them, and they told me they are going to take part in a documentary about polyamorous families, and that the producers would like to include interviews with the children, so they would love if I could agree and tell everyone that polyamory doesn't mess kids up. All my resentment bubbled up and I said that I cannot agree because I would not be able to say anything positive. My parents looked shocked. I had never brought this up before and asked why, and I unloaded all, that I always felt pushed aside. We barely had any family time without strangers intruding. It turned into an argument. And I became loud and yelled that the truth is, it did fuck me up and they shouldn't have had a child if their #1 priority was fucking the whole world. My mother cried and my father said I should probably leave. So I left and was shaken up for the rest of the week, but also felt regret, because I've never made my mom cry before. Later, my father sent me a message that was like, "We are sorry you feel that way. Can we have a calm discussion about this soon?" Even though I tried to, it's like I can't reply. This argument brought something very emotional up in me.